Hello, everybody, and thank you for tuning in to Mixed Text and Politics. Do I have a very good story for you today? All right, so as we all know, Governor Greg Abbott here has bused thousands and thousands of migrants to New York City because they claim to be a sanctuary city. They want to welcome everybody, and now they are overwhelmed. They can't handle it. They can't handle all the pressure from having so many people flooding their city, taking over hotels, trashing the place, overwhelming the system, using resources. They can't deal with it. And guess what? New York City is so bad that even the illegal aliens coming from third world countries don't want to be there. So they're going to Canada. Check this out from New York Post. Migrants abandon NYC for Canada with taxpayer funded buses. Let's read a little bit through this. Disgruntled migrants fed up with the Big Apple's crime and grime are taking off to the Great White North on bus rides paid by New York taxpayers, the Post has learned. National Guard soldiers have been helping distribute tickets. Sorry, I keep laughing. This is actually very funny. At the Port Authority bus terminal in Manhattan to migrants who want to head to upstate before crossing to Canada, several migrants said. Venezuelan native Raymond Pena, whatever, and his family arrived at a gas station bus stop in Plattsburgh, NY, about 20 miles south of the Canadian border at 4 a.m. Sunday. The military gave me and my family free bus tickets, Pena said. I'm going to Canada for a better quality of life for my family. A National Guard source confirmed that soldiers at the bus terminal were directing migrants to workers who hand out the free tickets. Mayor Eric Adams' administration pays various companies that run programs for migrants that include re-ticketing so they can travel to other cities, a City Hall source said. Let's keep going here. A spokesperson for a Catholic Charity Community Service said it's helped thousands of new migrants, including some who reported their desire to relocate to other cities, and Catholic charities provide some assistance for their travel expenses. But word has spread among the migrant community that Canada, where Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has touted the country's proud and long-standing tradition of welcoming people seeking safety, is the place to go. Migrants routinely tear up their American immigration documents while traveling from Plattsburgh to the Canadian border. The Post, seeing scraps of paper with references to the Department of Homeland Security and Immigration Customs Enforcement on the floor of shuttle vans. Unbelievable. So let's keep going here. Let's see. Driver Tyler Tambini, whose girlfriend's brother owns the company, a shuttle service, said passengers arrive like clockwork on the five buses from New York City that stop in Plattsburgh each day. There's got to be 100 people a day. I do this all day. They get dropped off and I take them the rest of the way. Let's keep going here to see what these migrants have to say about the United States. It's not good, at least New York. I wanted to live in New York because I thought it would be a better future for my daughters. This is what one migrant said. But as the days went by, I saw insecurity, many homeless people, many people who shout and are disrespectful, and many people on drugs. Solzamo said she sold candy on the subway system for almost 2 weeks to pay for their trip. I'm going to Canada for the safety and future of my girls. She said, I only ask God that everything goes well and that Canada is not like the United States. This is nuts. Venezuelan native Manuel Rodon, who arrived in Plattsburgh for around 4 a.m. Saturday, said he decided to leave the city after getting kicked out of the Royal NYC Hotel near Times Square and relocated to a homeless shelter in Brooklyn. He described the shelter as okay except for the American residents. A lot of Americans use drugs there. I feel like Canada will be safer. It is much quieter country than America. This is actually pretty remarkable here. uh, he said, it's very difficult to get papers in America. I need to work, so I'm going to Canada. Adams has called for the White House to speed up the process to grant the city $1 billion in emergency aid to help provide migrants with housing and other services, which the mayor said he could cost double in that, cost double the amount of that, double that amount. I'm sorry. As of Wednesday, estimated 43,000 plus migrants have flooded into the city scene since spring, with more than 28,400 living in 83 hotels. Oh my gosh. Now, this is a funny story because you have people going from these not so great countries, El Salvador, Guatemala, which I am half Guatemalan, and I'm sure that there are plenty of Guatemalans that have come from uh, below the border, across the border to Texas, and Greg Abbott has bussed them up to New York City. Some of them might be my cousins. I don't know. Hey, enjoy Canada, but it's very sad that a far left Democrat controlled city is so bad and so out of control that even these people fleeing from these places want to get the heck out of here. They see New York City because New York City is supposed to be a world class city. A lot of people call it the greatest city in the world, the most b- biggest and brightest city on the planet. But it has become so bad that these people don't even want to stay there and they want to get the hell out of there and go to Canada. They see New York City and they think that the rest of the United States is like that. They have this image in their head of, oh shoot, people do drugs here, it's violent, it's loud, they're shouting things, a lot of homeless people everywhere. Let me go someplace a little bit quieter, which I'm okay with. I'm okay with them going to Canada because if they stay in New York, it's not really going to affect us down here in Texas. I just don't want people going to places here like where I live in DFW and infiltrating my town where I live. Um, I'd much rather have them in New York City. They can take care of them, but it's so bad they can't even be there anymore. They want to go to Canada. Hey, Trudeau, if you want to take them, that's fine. Look, let's keep sending those buses up there, Governor Abbott. You know, a lot of people thought this was a bad thing. A lot of people thought it was a gimmick, it was a stunt, a political stunt. It was only going to make the problem worse. But I think we have to give credit where credit is due um, to Governor Abbott because while it's not the perfect solution, but it was a way to shed light on the situation with the southern border, the out of control border. So Governor Abbott said, you know what, I'm going to send them out of Texas and stop overwhelming our communities and send them to liberal cities where they can take care of them. They want to let them in. They have these sanctuaries, this sanctuary status. Let them take care of the problem and let them deal with it. And now they can't. It's funny how they virtue signal and say, "Oh, well, look at me. We're so welcoming to these migrants. Come on, we'll take you in." But then when they actually get thousands and thousands of buses, buses full of thousands of people, not each bus, but you know what I'm saying. But when they get all these bus loads of people and they see them, over at the hotels and using resources, food, and things like that, they can't handle it. And now these people want to go to Canada because New York City is such a trash place to be. I haven't been to New York City since 2006. I would love to go back to New York City with my wife and enjoy all the city has to offer. But it looks like it's gotten so out of control with the crime and the homelessness and it's just dirty from what I see that the desire to go there has gone down. So until that they make some changes in New York City and things get a little bit better, they clean it up, they get a new mayor, a Republican mayor, which they had an opportunity to do so, but they didn't do it. I will not be visiting New York City. But thank you for sending these people to New York City and showing them, shedding light on the border issue. And now we all see how terribly run liberal cities are. Look at New York City, look at San Francisco, look at Los Angeles. These places are trash. I haven't been to in Los Angeles in going on 4 years. So yeah. Anyway, guys, thanks for listening. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Take care.